Hi guys, welcome back to Old Git Boxing. Before I go any further, I keep forgetting to do it. Please share, like and subscribe. Having you along on this journey, which is a very strange one for me, is a great thing. I'm really enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying it too. But today we're going to start on the journey of learning how to actually punch. I know it sounds very basic, but there are some fundamentals we need to get out of the way, if you're new to boxing especially, just to make sure that you're hitting or you're punching correctly. The technique will actually help you actually enjoy the actual process more, or the time you have, either sparring or doing pad work or working on the bag. But most importantly, it will stop you from hurting yourself, and there's a number of places you can hurt yourself. Your hand, your elbow, your shoulder. And again, we'll kind of go through those and cover those on each of the punches. Okay, I have a dog in front of me, so I'm not going to try and step on Jess. So, first things first, we're going to go through the punches. I'm just going to show you what they are to start off with, and then we'll just work through them, the mechanics of them one by one. Okay, so the easiest way when I'm doing, I do a lot of pad work now with a friend of mine called Pierre-Yves, and you'll see him in future videos. We'll do some pad work demonstrations and workouts. Really, it'd be great fun. But with him, I call it around the world. We go from 1 to 8. There are more punches than that, but the basics we're going to go through is 1 to 8. So 1 is it's, for me, you either are standard or southpaw. So for me, I'm standard. So my first, my weaker punch of the two, or my weaker punch of the two is my right. So that means I'm stood forward with my left arm or my left shoulder closer to the bag wall. In reality, what we're replicating is an opponent, so we're closer there. So, the left will be the first. So that is a 1. So this is a left straight. Okay. So it's a jab. That's what they call it. Okay. So it's going that way. Now, when the hand lands, it needs to be pretty much flat across the top. So I'll demonstrate here, and this is the reason we've got the setup with the bag here. It should be literally like that, okay? And the thing that's kind of closest to it is going to be your knuckle part. Okay, like that, like that, like that. And then there's a straight right. Straight right is the same thing. Again, nicely balanced stance, 1 foot closer to the opponent than the other, and we'll go on to stance and weight distribution in another video. But the straight right is like that. Okay. So flat knuckles across. And the knuckles parts is the first part that's actually going to be touching the pads or the bag. Okay, I'll demonstrate that here. So it's there. Okay, straight across. Now, the reason I say around the world is that if you can imagine a circle, an imaginary circle here, yeah, these two are the ones at the top. So they're both pretty much at 12 o'clock. So I'm going straight, 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 straight. Okay? Then we're going to work our way round, and where we're going to and the target zone. We'll go through those as well. So with this, we're pretty much looking at the jaw level. So your opponent's jaw. So straight, 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 straight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not expecting you to go out and find an opponent. It's on the bag. It's an imaginary. Okay. This is for exercise. And then we're going to move on to the hooks. So this is the hook to the head. So hook is with your arm. What you're looking to do is have your arm at a right angle, like that. And majority of work, everybody thinks that you need really strong arms, really big biceps to box. It's totally not true. The muscles and the areas that you work most on in boxing, shoulders, and it'll be pretty much your midriff, your waist, and your chest as well, especially on close-in work. But the areas that exercise the most are definitely your shoulders and your waist. And the reason being is that your arms are just carriers. They're carriers. The speed and the pace and the energy is generated from the movement of both hip and shoulder. What you need to do with your arms is make sure that they're actually at the right angle. So they're not flayed out, so you're going to rip your arm back and hurt it. What you need to do is make sure they're actually put at the right place, so that you're delivering your arms in the right position when they're hitting whatever you're going to hit. Okay? So we'll come on to that in more detail. But believe you me, you don't need big muscles on your arms. It's about shoulders and using your hips. Okay? So the hook is looking at a 90 degree on the arm, so like that, and we're looking at shoulder level. And again, we're heading for that jaw level. So your opponent, imaginary opponent, their jaw level. And what you're looking to do is hit them. So your hand is pretty much like that. And on a bag, excuse the dogs. And on a bag, you're going in like that. Okay? Like that. Delivery is like that. And then on the right, the same, and we're going in like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Yep. So it's coming in like that. So we're pretty much flat. So again, around the world, we've gone from 12 o'clock, now we've come round to here. So we're pretty much at 3 and at 9. So that's where our hands are. Yeah, 3 and 9. Okay. So, and the delivery of this, again, is just twisting. So if you look at, make sure your hands, your elbows are at 90 degrees. The problem being, if you don't, you will jar the elbow. Okay, moving round, we're going to go on to, so we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, now we're going to go on to 5, 6. And the numbers are important because when we're doing pad work, I'll call out the numbers. So I'll go 1, 5, 7, 1, 5, you know, that type of thing. And Pierre will be expected to actually follow that. And we have various routines, and again, we'll come on to that in future videos. Okay, so the next is 5 and 6. 5 and 6, a little bit of fun. It's the same hook from both sides, left and right, that we did up here. Now what we're doing is, okay, so the best way to imagine this is that we're doing the hook, but we're just moving our body or shoulders at a 45 degree. See the shoulder line across here, yeah? And we're doing exactly the same. So the target area, if there was somebody stood in front of you and you were fighting somebody, it was what you're looking to do is hit them so the energy is going up underneath their ribs, just underneath their rib cage. So you can imagine hitting them like that, and the hands again are flat to that angle. So we're going in at the same angle which is flat there, but we're going 90 degrees, as you can see, sorry, 45 degrees, as you can see, is coming in at that angle. So what we're looking at is like that, like that, like that. Yeah? And the same with the right. We move to the other side. We're going in, 45 degree tilt, and we're coming in with that 90 degree angle on the arm. Good. Okay, so now we're going to move on to 7 and 8. 7 and 8 is the uppercut. So left being left a 7, or if you're left-handed it would be the 8, but for me it's a 7. And we're coming in at 6 o'clock. So we've gone from 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, gone in at 3 and at 9. Here we've gone 45 degrees. We're kind of coming in between 7 and 8 o'clock. Yeah. Here between 5 and 4. If that's the right way around. But I think you get the gist. So this one, we're coming in at 6. So with an uppercut, what we don't want to see is this, just kind of like that. Okay, 90 degrees we're looking at, and we're looking at making room. So it's nice, it's a close in, because you can imagine you're looking to get underneath this chin, just here. So you need to be relatively close in. You can do, don't get me wrong, you can do long distance a long distance uppercut, but very difficult. So let's stick to the basic, which is what we're looking at is something relatively close in to the bag or to the opponent, and we're looking to deliver it like that. But as you can see, just on that one, the most important thing is to make room for it, because it needs to be done vertically. It needs to come up as vertically as possible. And so if I do a stance like this, what I need to do is move my hips in, and what this helps is actually generate kind of moving in and kind of leaning forward. It allows me to generate power in my hips to bring it up. So I'm making room for the punch to make it sure I can go upwards, and it's so like that, just moving the hips across like that. And again the same on the right hand side, we'll be moving our hips across to the opposite way, and it's up, up, up. As you can see from this one, the hands are coming in like that. We're not coming in like that, we don't want to be doing that because we're going to hurt our wrist. I want to be coming in like that, vertically as possible. I always say to Pierre, go for the moon, reach for the stars. So you're coming in and go, boom, as quickly as you possible, boom. Almost lifting, trying to lift that person up with their chin, with one hand. Summarize. We've gone around the world. We've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, and 8 to the start. Okay? That's what we're going to start with. There are others. We'll cover most of the ones we've done today are ongoing, because they're the most common ones, and we'll just have a bit of fun along the way. It's okay. So that's the basics. Share, like and subscribe. I'll see you on another round of Old Git Boxing.